In this brief video, we'll conclude Chapter 4, the Canon and Translations, in our textbook, Introduction to Biblical Interpretation. We come now to techniques of translation. There are three general styles or approaches to translation: formal equivalence, dynamic equivalence, and optimal equivalence. Formal equivalence endeavors to stay as close as possible to the wording of the original language. Examples of this would be the King James Version, New King James Version, and New American Standard Bible. Dynamic equivalence aims rather at the sense of the original rather than staying very close to the wording of the original itself. Among these would be Good News Bible, New Living Translation. Optimal equivalence aims for a median road between formal and dynamic. New International Version is a good example of this. I'd be inclined to put the English Standard Version at this point too, although it has done a good job staying fairly close to the original, although not nearly as wooden as the New American Standard Bible. In the textbook, you've seen the review of the major English translations, starting with King James in 1611, and then the various attempts to bring that message, the message of the Hebrew and Greek, into the modern language. Some of these are paraphrases, such as Ken Taylor's Living Bible. Eugene Peterson's has been popular in recent times, although his paraphrase is very liberal, very loose, as far as allowing quite a far-ranging latitude. It should be noted that he is working from the original languages and has been very careful in his attempt to bring the Bible into what we might call street language English. When it comes to choosing a translation, the question really is, what's the objective? If you're endeavoring to sit back and read for personal use or with friends in a relaxed fashion, and you want a fresh approach to what God is getting across, try something like the New Living Bible, try something like Eugene Peterson's Message. You might even enjoy the Amplified Bible, which inserts parallel phrases to expand on the meaning of a concept or a phrase. If, on the other hand, you are working perhaps from the original languages and wanting to check your work, I encourage people to use the New American Standard for that, because it is quite wooden. It stays very close to the wording of the original. If you're looking for a Bible to use on a regular basis within a congregation, chances are for the modern setting you're going to want to lean towards something like English Standard Version or New International Version, something on that order. This wraps up our study of Chapter 4 in Introduction to Biblical Interpretation.